At the funeral of the late Chris Msando, when it was the turn of IEBC CEO Ezra Chiloba, aka Lady Killer, when it was his turn to come and speak, the man did not utter a single word. Instead, he broke into the famous hymn, "It is well with my soul." Now, what an appropriate choice. Now, that hymn itself has a very interesting history. The person who wrote that song actually wrote that song when he had gone through a great tragedy in his life. Actually, he had lost his entire family, virtually his entire family, in a tragedy, in a tragic drowning incident. The ship had an accident over the Atlantic, and his 4 daughters perished. Only his wife survived. Okay, so when his wife got to safety, she sent him a telegram, and he had to follow her to the other side of the Atlantic. Okay, so he was compiling this song as he was going through the same fateful path that his family had just gone through, and where he had, 4 daughters had perished, and he was even sailing over the very place where they had perished when he compiled the words of this song. The song has given solace to millions and billions over many centuries. So it's a very unique, great song that still continues to give people solace and comfort after a great tragedy or after a very trying experience. Like many Kenyans have passed through in recent times. Okay? Cheeky people would be cheeky conspiracy theorists. Will definitely not resist trying to read some meaning. Maybe you're sending us a coded message, and you can see from the words in the song, there's plenty of coded messages that one can read from them. That Christ hath regarded my helpless estate is one such example. But on a more serious note, we are faced with a very fascinating situation here. Okay, now if somebody is to believe half the evidence that I've seen so far, then what it's going to mean is that criminal charges are going to be preferred against some people. Okay, obviously the people behind this rigging are invisible, and you do not expect them to be paraded in court. So somebody will have to take the flak. Somebody will have to be the fall guy, for altering results, very serious criminal offense, altering election results. Okay, somebody will have to take the blame. Somebody will have to take the fall, for somebody very invisible, very powerful, very dark. So Bwana Chiloba's choice of him at Msando's funeral could not have been better. It's perfect, for the situation. At the same funeral, the chairman of the IEBC, Wafula Chebukati, did not look himself. Okay, those who have observed him in public before will notice that the guy did not look himself. And I don't think it's about the death of Chris Msando. Because this has been a lot. It didn't happen yesterday. We're going to 2 weeks since the death of that great Kenyan hero. A man who worked very hard and was probably prepared to stop at nothing to ensure that Kenyans get a free and fair election. This would be the only reason to kill him, because if he complied with the powers that be, he'd still be alive today, I guess. Now, Bwana Chebukati is a lawyer by profession, and he knows the full implications of what will happen if some of the allegations I have seen are proved to be correct. Okay, but my heart goes out to all those small returning officers, some of whom do not fully understand exactly the situation where they are today. Okay, of course there's one returning officer who was already committed suicide. We've covered that in this channel. Okay, very sad. And it's interesting because they even left a note saying why they took their lives. It was to do the elections. Yes, you can see that in a video also I've done. It's on this channel. In fact, what I'll do, I'll put a link to that video on your top left hand corner at the end of this particular recording. So if you've missed it, you can have a look at it. Kenyans are crying for justice, but the truth of the matter is that justice has to be cruel, very cruel to one side, so that the other side gets justice. It's as simple as that. Yeah, justice cannot be done when nothing happens to the people who perpetuated and the people who engineered and no, not engineered, the people who took part in this massive fraud of the Kenyan people that some still have the audacity to call an election. Now you can imagine a presidential candidate should know a lot about the elections and the vote tally, yeah? A lot, more than me and you, yes? Abduba Dida was one of the presidential candidates, has already dismissed this election, yeah? In fact, his words were very strong, yes? He actually dismissed the top leaders as thugs, yeah? That's what he said, and added that he does not blame Raila for not accepting the result. Yeah, that's what a presidential candidate, Abduba Dida, said. Okay? But perhaps the most interesting and the most instructive was another presidential candidate of the Third Way Alliance Party called Ekuru Aukot. Now, Ekuru Aukot, you'll remember, it was widely publicized because the powers that be were very hungry for news that people are conceding. Yeah? That people are conceding their robbery in daylight, their thuggery. Yeah? So Ekuru Aukot naively rushed to the press and said he concedes the results. He asked Kenyans to go back to work, blah, 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 blah. And then the guy went and sat down to look at the presidential results. Yeah, he started getting reports from his agents countrywide. And the man was so shocked, he rushed back to the press and he said there's something very wrong here. Yeah. He listed several irregularities, yeah, very many, several of them, okay, and finally now he says he wants to be enjoined with NASA in the Supreme Court case, yeah, he wants to be part of that case, okay, so all that tells you what kind of, I don't want to call it an election, all that tells you what kind of farce we had, yeah, pretending we're going for an election on August 8th. Okay, now according to me, an election is a complete thing. Yeah, the voting was fine. Yeah, the I believe widely, I mean mostly, the counting and tallying at the polling station were fine. Yes, but when things got now to the constituency level, so that they can be transmitted finally, oh, that is where things started going very wrong. Yeah, so you cannot say the elections were fine, but because that was the critical part. It means that the message from the polling station never got to IEBC. That's really what it is. Yeah, the message from the people of Kenya who lined up to vote never got to the IEBC. So really, the votes, vast majority of the votes that Kenyan cast did not count. It was useless. They didn't count at all. Now, once again, I urge Kenyans to be peaceful. Yeah, I know we are very emotional and this is a great crime that has been done against us. But let us take solace in the words of "It is well with my soul," which I will end this recording with. I hope you're going to enjoy it and I hope you're going to take it to heart. Yeah, until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.
When sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever, my Lord, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with our soul.